Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. So I have some plans. I have some plans for Womb of Night, and to achieve those plans, I have to work on the game. That's how you make a game. You work on it. Thanks, King Rashesh. Thank you. Yeah, you got to work on it. You got to sit your butt down in your chair, and you got to do the work. And the way that I continue doing that work, the reason that Womb of Night has not been abandoned for more pressing matters, like all the role-playing games that I'm playing and all the other busy stuff in my life, is because of two things. One is a man named Sean Nittner. Sean Nittner is the project manager at Evil Hat, who emails me every once in a while and is like, "Hey, Adam, how's Womb of Night coming?" And Sean is very good at this. Sean will nudge me gently in a way that I cannot be angry at him. I can't be like, "Back off, Sean. Get out of here. Stop bothering me." Because I know deep in my heart, I'm like, I should work on that. Sean nudges me gently back to work when I forget that I want to finish this game. It's not that he's making me do something I don't want to do. It's just that his emails are a nice reminder, a nice way to stay accountable. The other thing that helps me is you. Yeah, your ass. That's right. If you're watching this, this is why it's getting done, because I can sit down, I can stream, and I can share this experience with you. So even though I don't have like a code designer, right? It's not like Dungeon World. I'm able to share the design experience with someone, and I can get little bits of feedback as we go, and that helps motivate me like crazy. So thank you. Not just thank you for coming, but thanks for bringing yourself over here and for being in chat and for leaving comments on the YouTube videos. It actually helps me design the game because it keeps me motivated. So it's really nice to be able to share it in that space. So let's talk about what we need to do today. I've got 2 hours with a little bit of wiggle room. And I wanted to make sure that I got the last of my 4 basic playbooks done. I wanted to fill those in, and then I need to work on, and I don't know, maybe if I can do it, the demon. I'd like to get the demon of riches squared away, because I think if I have those things, if I have those 4 playbooks and I have the demon of riches, then I can fulfill the request that was made of me by the aforementioned Sean Nittner, glorious that he is. He asked me, he said, "Adam, I want to release something, some kind of preview thing or something on the 20th of December, something for the end of the year." So I wanted to have enough that people could at least take a look at it, get excited. People who hadn't looked at any of these streams or hadn't taken a look at the game yet, backers of the original game of Blades in the Dark, would be able to see what Womb of Night is all about. Because obviously you know, because you've been here, you've been watching these things. You know that Womb of Night is a game of heavy metal, psychedelia. It is a weird space fantasy about doing space drugs and conjuring demons and serving darkness and hailing Satan. Because, well, you know, that's what role-playing games were made for, to praise the devil. And that's why I decided to make Womb of Night. So let's don our ragged black t-shirts. Let us adorn ourselves in questionable haircuts. And in the name of the Dark Lord, let's dig in. So this is where I would like to begin today. The Navigatrix is the playbook that I left for last, the last time we were doing development. So, like, right now, finished, quote unquote, I have the Noble, the Scum, and the Ravager. We did the Scum, the Ravager, and the Navigatrix last time. The Noble, the Ravager, and the Scum last time. The Navigatrix is the last one. So Navigatrix is the one that I need to do to be able to fulfill my 4 playbooks requirement for this initial shitty playtest version of the game. So I need that to be able to do character creation. I also need at least 1 demon, which we nailed down to be the Demon of Riches, because I'd probably be the most straightforward, because it wants to be fed cash money. And then a core scenario, which is kind of like, you are here are your enemies, get started. So I've still got to work out what that's going to look like. And I don't know if that, I might not get that today, but this stuff together will make my initial playtest document, which will likely come after the after the December 20th, whatever it is that Sean decides to release. That's right, Bezos, demon of capitalism. Yeah, right. Anyway, so the tone I'm going for is late 70s to mid 80s album cover, spray paint on the side of a van, over the top back issues of Heavy Metal magazine, corny metal. I would like to stray away. I don't want this to be one of those homage deals where we embrace all the like bullshit, like sexism particularly, but also like just the general bullshit of the past that came with this material. So I'm going to sacrifice homage for the sake of creating something new that's not trapped in the negative ideations of the past. But we are going to lean in aesthetically on kind of this heavy metal thing, this stoner rock thing. I want this game to be more fun to read when accompanied by massive galactic bong rips than it is to read straight. Yeah, that's my goal. We're gonna have to get some people to playtest that for me. On a scale of 1 to 10, when high, how much did you enjoy this game? So okay. Let's talk about what we need to put together for the Navigatrix. So an example of a kind of finished playbook right now, one of the ones we did last time would be the Scum. So the Scum we've got squared away, the starting pips, the XP triggers. We've got all the beliefs, the drives, heritage, background stuff in another section. So that's easy to pull in. We've got items. Now I haven't marked how big these items are, but I'm not too worried about those right now. I can worry about that later. The Scum specific items, we've got 5 friends, and then we've got a bunch of special abilities. And that's kind of the core stuff that we need just for a given character. There was a comment on the YouTube video, the last YouTube video, and I wish I could remember exactly what it said, but paraphrasing, the idea of giving tribute to the demon, I want to include, and I should put this actually in my miscellaneous notes. When you get XP, you're actually gaining XP at the end of session is represented in fiction by giving tribute to the demon through telling it your stories. So this was brought up as part of the Scum's special move where you get to take credit for other people's actions. So when you gain XP, what you're doing is you're telling the demon, you're communing with your ship demon, and the ship demon is rewarding you with power, with experience. So in that case, the Scum, if you use "it wasn't me" or "it was me," you're bypassing the normal distribution rules, because you, as the Scum, you get to tell the demon what happened. You tell your own version of the story. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, this is the place where we're at. So really, what I need for the Navigatrix is to just create a set of special abilities for her, and then we can move on to the demon. I think that's kind of enough to get her started as a playbook. So the Navigatrix, her role in the group is somewhere between like the Bene Gesserit Cirrus, the sort of void searching guild navigator, both from Dune. She's the most kind of together of all the characters, right? Like everybody else is a bit of a waste case, but the Navigatrix has her shit together. She's a badass in the way that we haven't seen any of the characters yet. I think the assassin is a badass in a similar way. The priest might be as well, but there's something like, if you don't want to play a character who is kind of a goof, and if you want to be crucial, like instrumental to the operation of your ship, you'd play the Navigatrix. So she is trained at the academy. She may be she's a member of the Sisterhood. Her eventual goal would be become a crone, who are the like leading council of the Sisterhood, and she's connected by that training to all of the other navigatrices of the Star Sea, right? So she's set apart and set above kind of the other characters. But what makes her fun is that she has a chance to be corrupted by the Star Song, which is the song that the Star Wizards sing to empower them and to power their magic. So she's potentially weak to the Star Song because she hears it humming in her ears all the time. And also fraternizing, right? Like the fun thing about playing an authority is watching that authority crumble or watching you bypass that authority. So if you're playing a Navigatrix, your relationship with the less authoritative characters, the less like together characters in the party, is going to be something that is potentially interesting for you. So I want there to be maybe a move or something about taking care of your teammates. And so I'm excited. I think the Navigatrix, I kind of left her a bit because I wanted to have a minute to kind of think about her in relation to the other characters. That's right. She bears a fierceness that you'll underestimate. Don't disrespect her, or she'll devastate. That's right. Yeah, I was quoting Metal Woman by 3 Inches of Blood there. But yeah, she's cool. I think I saved her because I like the idea of the Navigatrix so much. This was the first place that I started when I started thinking about Womb of Night, and she's referred to specifically in the Sword Song, where I got the name for this. Actually, much of this is inspired by Warp Riders by the Sword. If you want to understand what I was listening to when I started kind of planning out this hack, that's where to begin. Listen to that album start to finish all the way through, because then you'll be there. Yeah. Okay. So, what do we know about the Navigatrix so far? She may have a fine crystal knife. She may have a dose of poison. She may have her sacred instruments. She may have access to high-grade Academy psychedelics. None of this, like, Dirt Galaxy Nyborg. She has, instrumental serum 15754 that allows her to enter the trance state, right? She has the fucking water of life. She may have a scanner probe and a truth detector. So she's friends with potentially a blessed mother of the Sisterhood, a maiden of the Academy, a crone of the witching storm. So you can see the arc, right? So as you become a more powerful Navigatrix, you begin as a maiden, you become a blessed mother, and then eventually you become a crone of the witching storm. She may know an assassin. I think that the Assassin's Order and the Academy of the Navigatrix, like I think they cross over. And she may also know a vicious thrug. I don't know what a thrug is. I don't think we ever decided. This was just a spelling mistake that I made, and then we're gonna keep it. So there you go. So she may know a vicious thrug. So let's figure out her special abilities. She's got scrutinize and perform. Those are her starting abilities. And her job. And I think this is like moving the ship. I think moving the ship is like a downtime ability. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I have decided to include space combat in this. Because I'm trying to think about the source material. And I don't like. Space dogfighting doesn't really like leap to mind. So I don't know. I'm gonna put that in my question marks. Like space combat, ship battles. Does this game care about that stuff? Like demons, I don't think the demons fight each other, right? Like in Womb, the ships are demons. Demons battle ideologically, not through their crew. Can demons hurt each other? Like, if so, why have a crew? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta think about that. That's something I may just not include. Yeah. Right? Like they're driven to board each other. Definitely like boarding action rather than ship battles. I think I think you do invasions, right? I think that's more important. Okay. But yeah, travel is just it's a downtime action. Moving from space to space. So like as a downtime action, you may. Now, the thing is I want it to be allowable without taking a special move, right? Like I want the ship to be able to move. Boarding is an engagement roll? Yeah, totally. And then the battle on the ship is a thing. Yeah. So I don't want like I want any group of characters to be able to move their ship around. I think that's important. It's how we get from place to place. But again, remember, my map of the universe is not a map of the universe, right? It's about our map is influence. What is that? What we called it? Let me look. Corruption, right? Our map is corruption. So you don't go from Chlorphon 5 to Gygax 12 because there's something on Gygax 12. You're not like claiming that planet. Corruption is our map. You go to Gygax 12 because Gygax 12 is where you can gain control for your demon over the precepts of shame, right? The aspects of human existence. These are the things you are trying to claim ownership over, not places. So I feel like, yeah, at the end of a score, there's some kind of like travel thing. Let me put that in the miscellaneous notes. So like, because I'm not trying to answer this question right now. Travel. It's not necessarily about the where of a place, but about the what and why of that place. Glorthon Omega might not be relevant on its own, but if it's the seat of the Council of Shame, seize for your demon, right? So like it's this thing where you kind of want to like travel to a place because it represents something, right? Places represent a stage, but the conflict isn't about the place. It's all airbrushed, like backdrop. Just fluff, right? We don't care. It doesn't matter. Like if you go to Glorthon Omega, it's because of something else. It's because of what you're doing there. This focuses us on the action. We don't want or desire Glorthon Omega. This is not a game about seizing physical territory. Because right now, almost all the physical territory in the universe is controlled by the man, right? The fucking pigmen of the narc, the straight world controls most of the universe, and we're out here serving demons, trying to seize what is good and real. So we're here to do that. So the map is a metaphor. This is the thing that's going to be the hardest to kind of wrap my brain around. And I think we could probably draw a like tongue-in-cheek map of these things and how they're connected to each other in a sort of flowcharty way, in the sense that like government and punishment and law and justice, these are all probably in the same ideological nebula. And then observance and science are likely to be between each other, right? So yeah, I mean, you physically travel, and I think that what I want to do is like maybe make traveling part of the engagement, right? Like maybe you choose where you go, and then yeah, and then that's part of the beginning of the thing. Yeah, and it would map the way factions are clustered in neighborhoods. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that's precisely what I'm after, Naja. Yeah. With some neighborhoods being higher tier neighborhoods, some corruptions being higher tier based on how basic and important they are to humans. Like food would be really significant. But like hospitality and indulgence would be smaller, and those we'll draw those out. We'll map them all together, and we'll decide size and stuff. And that's like phase 2. That's after I get the basic like kind of what I'm trying to do nailed down. But this is what game design often is for me, right? Like what often happens is I started all this stuff. I started thinking about this path because I need to figure out how the Navigatrix affects travel. So then I need a travel subsystem. So then I need to understand the universe that we're traveling around in, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. No, there's no such thing as safe harbor. The only safe place in the universe is your ship. That's it. And even that, like, you need a priest to manage that. So the idea here is ships have to have a Navigatrix, because the Navigatrix is the only one. Every ship has a Navigatrix, but not all Navigatrixes are PCs. PC ones are special and better, but you can assign a NPC crew member to that role if you don't have one. In fact, you must. Okay. You missed. There we go. You must. So if you have a Navigatrix on board, she has like special powers and abilities that will serve you. I think for now, charting the star seas, let's make this when you roll your travel engagement, some benefit based on whatever that system looks like. It's an engagement roll, right? I like that idea for now. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of the list because it's not a thing. I don't know what it's about yet, but that's what she will be able to do. Okay, all right. So she's also got, we talked about the voice, which is straight up the Bene Gesserit. Like you issue a command. You know, when you use your secret Navigatrix voice technique. She has pedigree and education, right? Like, so she went to the academy, she knows things, and she's born from she can trace her lineage, not in the way a noble can, but she's genetically engineered. Her parents were chosen, and her parents' parents were chosen, and she can follow her lineage back, and that gives her power. Understanding her family, right? The bonds of sisterhood. Something about like knowing things, being like having scholarly lore, something about being like calculating and have mental acuity. I think authoritative presence and the voice might overlap, so I think I'm going to clear this one. But then also there's the cool martial arts stuff, right? Her perfect spatial awareness. Like she always knows where she is at all times. She can never be lost or confused in that way. The cool teleportation martial arts shit, right? The weirding way. So she can use scrutinize instead of thrash when she's fighting hand to hand. And then there's like the secret whispering of the Star Song. This is a thing you can take to choose to be corrupted. And then, yeah, so she's kind of like a monk bard, like a ninja scholar spaceship pilot. Now I don't want her to overlap too much with the space wizard, who is all about channeling the Star Song, but the Star Song, I think, intersects the two of them because they both have access to it. So you can see why we kind of decided to leave her. Yeah, little Hexblade Warlock. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you can see why we decided to leave her to last. She doesn't have spell casting abilities. Her way is the way of command and control, both of herself and her body and of those around her. So let's do the easy one first. So like the way, the voice, these ones should be fairly easy. So the way is her martial art ability. So do we have, what is an example? Let me look at the abilities. What's an example of a move in Blades where you get to use a different stat or a different ability? Because this isn't about potence. This is about being able to fight with scrutinize instead of, is it called is Rook one of them? Rook's Gambit? Now, Rook's Gambit is like using your best rating. I want one where you just always use a different one in certain circumstances. I mean, I guess we could just write it that way, right? Yeah, like you don't have to. I think maybe we could just write it that way. Yeah. Just snatch it from Apocalypse World. Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, okay. So let's write it that way. When you're fighting in hand-to-hand combat. No, you know what? You can fight people who have guns, right? When you're fighting unarmed, these are only your because I think she can use her knife. With let's see. When you fight someone, it indicates one person. When you fight with your body or your sacred knife or your crystal knife, you may use scrutinize in place of thrash. There, yeah. As long as you're fighting with your body, kicking, punching, headbutts, whatever, or you're fighting with your crystal knife. That's an extension of your body, right? If you take it with you, yeah. Okay, so your voice. What are the situations when you're shooting with guns, right? I don't want to use melee because melee is such a D&D because you're fighting unarmed or with. I guess I could say unarmed. When you fight unarmed, that just feels so like. I want it to be about like. I just want it to feel like more visceral than like unarmed. Unarmed just feels so D&D, and I don't know. I want a better, more evocative word for that. I don't know. I'll think about it. You may use scrutinize in place of thrash. Okay. And then the voice is when you issue a command, and this is like I just saw one where you spend a you spend stress to like force someone to forget something. Like it was what was it called? But the idea here is that you can force them to do one thing. It's like the command spell, right? Or suggestion. Let's see. I just saw one that I was thinking might be a good place to start, and it was like yeah, was it mesmerism is what it's called? Yeah, when you sway someone, you can cause them to forget that it's happened. Okay, yeah, glosses over the missing time. Okay, yeah, something like that. All right, so when you let's see, you may tap into the you may tap into the subconscious desire to serve in those around you. When you what is like when you use talk to convince someone of something. Basically, I want it to be like it'll override what they would normally do. You can force them to do things they wouldn't otherwise. Maybe it costs stress because I do want it to be able to be like in the weak-willed, they like shoot themselves, or like I want it to be fairly serious. Let's see. What did I have for my? What are my actions? Yeah, it was talk. Okay. You may tap into the subconscious desire to serve in those around you. One of the Navigatrix, one of the key teachings of the Navigatrix of the Academy is that everyone, all humans, all people, have a subconscious desire to serve. And they serve the demons, but you can tap into that subconscious desire to like do what they're told. This is why the pigmen of the narc are so strong, right? Yeah. Okay. Tap into the subconscious desire to serve in those around you. When you use talk to convince someone to do something, you may something about it like potency, maybe. Gain potency. I guess I could even just be like, you have potency when. There you go. You have potency when using talk to convince anyone to take a specific action. I like that. That seems good. Because then it's just like you can do things. I don't know how much like commentary we want in the specific move, but I guess we could be like, this can force them. I guess maybe here, we'll put a little like editor's note here. Just maybe just that are dangerous or out of character or wildly out of character. Yeah. She spends stress. Maybe. It also could if you take the move, it's just all the time. Like she's just really good at it always instead of being like a one-time event. I don't know. We'd have to see. I'm not sure how powerful this is. I kind of want it to be powerful and then guide it back. Okay. Something about her like pedigree and education. So perfect genetics, intentional pedigree. Let's see what else we got. Something about calculation and mental acuity. Human calculator. Star Song. Let's see. Star Song, corruption. I like corruption of the Star Song first. That's better. Corruption of the Star Song. Oh, yeah, this should just be called breeding program. For sure. And then perfect awareness. Something about her, like, ability to, like, a performance ability. Because one of her, we gave her perform 1. So... Oh, and then I want like a backup plan, like seeds of the Sisterhood. And this is the like when you go somewhere, you can just like manipulate their local mythology, right? This is the fucking Kwisatz Haderach myth. Stairway to Heaven is not very metal. Okay. So this one is like you. Oh, you know what? Here, let's do it this way. You can tap in to everything that your family or your bloodline has ever known. So let's take a look at like knowledge. What was it? It's like an investigation role, something about using it to like learn or know things. And I think I'm also gonna steal like looking into a mirror straight up, because truth sight or whatever. That might work better as an item, but I'm gonna put it in anyway. Because, I mean, it's in the game already. All right. So how does ancestral memory work? It's you can when you try to gather information. Yeah, it's like weaving the web. Okay, so let's do one of these. Okay, so it's not consort. It's scrutinize. You gather information on a target for a score. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so breeding program. This is like a physical thing for her. Like, she is perfectly balanced. Everything about her is designed physically to be a certain way. So it makes her more attractive, no matter what, to everybody. She's not conventionally attractive to any one particular group, but she is able to be attractive to everybody if she wants to be. She can also be like dexterous. This is like a physical, physical thing. It's like what's her name from Mass Effect? What, Miranda? Look at that hexagon outfit. Okay, so breeding program gives her some advantage for... That's right, she resides in the Canny Valley. Yeah, something for like... Oh, maybe she can expend her special armor to resist... Oh, yeah, this is resisting like a social consequence. Yeah. Let's see, your special armor to resist a consequence related to, what do we think? Should this be purely physical, or related to a consequence from, like, it's either physical perfection, or it's like a social thing, like with attractiveness. She's already got the voice. Yeah, they could both be separate moves. Totally. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. How else do these work? Or to push yourself. Yeah, okay. So this is like, she's physically perfect for a feat of athletics or a feat of athletics. Right. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, cool. So she's just physically perfect. And that's what her special armor is for. Cool. Human calculator. This represents her kind of the Mentat abilities, right? That her mind is created to see the universe and the patterns within. So how would we represent this one? This is maybe like, I don't want to give her all of these abilities that make her like an engagement role or a downtime person, though she should have a downtime. Calculating is already here. Foresight is good too. 2 times per score, you can assist a teammate without paying stress. Oh yeah, that's great. Let's just steal that. That's perfect. Yep. Something like that, like uncanny logic, like describe. Yeah, this is the Downey Jr. Sherlock thing where you're just like, well, all I do is I turn and I press a button on the console, and like these kinds of things happen, you know, like the like, it's uncanny. It would seem like magic to anyone else. Describe how you prepare for this. Describe how your uncanny intellect assisted. I guess assisted them. I don't know. That's an awkward phrase. It's fine. We'll come back and rephrase it later. Okay, let's do this Seeds of the Sisterhood one. So this is you can once per score Insert yourself or a crew member, and I think that's the word we're using. Insert yourself or a crew member into the local... What did Tolkien call that? Mythopoetic? Relating or the mate to the making of myths. Yep. Okay. Local mythopoetic landscape. The locals have a positive myth or story about someone you or a crew member represent uncannily. All right, this is the idea. Yeah, you Brumpotungus yourself. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, totally not killer. She's a lot like a battle babe. That's very, yeah, that's a good observation. So basically, Seeds of the Sisterhood, you're like, yes, this culture has a myth about Galacticus the Destroyer who looks exactly like our Ravager. Yeah, 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 cool. So we make up this myth, and it's already there. They have a positive myth or story about someone you or a crew member represent uncannily. People will believe people will be inclined to believe this myth, though there may be some who need a little encouragement to come over. A little encouragement. Looking at you, Stilgar. Good. Okay. Yeah, and I think we can... Yeah, maybe insert a crew member and not yourself. That's kind of more fun. Yeah, you can only do it to others. Yeah, I like it. They're not the Messiah themselves. Right? The hero of Canton, the man they call Jane. Precisely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. No, that's good. I like it. Okay, cool. Corruption of the Star Song is the howling noise of the universe is like gotten into your head and it gives you power. What's up, drummer boy? Hi, hello. I'm gonna put in perfect awareness. What should we? What should we give her for perfect awareness? Right? This is like, you always know, my idea here is that she always knows where she is and can always know how to get to any place. Like, she can never become lost. Is that enough? Like, I don't want all of her abilities to be kind of non-mechanical, but I think we've got a few. Okay. You will, again, playtest. We throw everything out there, we see what happens, and then we let it balance with use. So, you always know where you are and can always find your way from there to anywhere else. There you go. How that interacts with the travel stuff, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so scholarly lore has been replaced by ancestral memory. We got our pedigree thing in there, calculation of mental acuity. We got some of that covered. We got our perfect awareness. So corruption of the Star Song is... you have... You've heard the singing of the stars and been lax in tuning them out. And this is like, you get one ritual or whatever we end up calling the magic of the Star Wizards. But you're also corrupted by it. And I'll figure that out. This is coming into some of the Star Wizard stuff. And it's a different way that you get access to power you shouldn't have. Yeah. Oh, I like that, Umbra. That's a really good one. Yeah. Do you think that's different from perfect awareness? Where she just happens to be where she needs to be all the time. I love that. That, like, the Navigatrix is just around when you need her. Yeah, starting with trauma. Yeah, okay. I like that. Begin with the corrupted. Mark the corrupted trauma, because you take it when you get this move. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, here we go. Check this out. Let's see. Appear exactly where and when you are needed most. There we go. Sick. There you go. So once per score, you do that, and then you're just there, and you're like, I was here all along. Well, what do you mean? No, I don't. How is that possible? Yeah. I think that's good. I like it as a separate ability. Yeah. It does overlap a little bit with perfect awareness. So let's expand this one. You always know where you, your crew members, and your ship are, no matter the distance. No matter the distance. There are, however, there you go. So there are certain forbidden technologies, right? Like, people have made these things. You know that the narc have them. There are certain things in place that that are made to do that, but they're rare. Forbidden technologies. Forbidden by the Sisterhood anyway. Right? Because if you'd have to cloak your ship, otherwise the Sisterhood always knows where you are. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like that. That's good. Probability cloak is a good one too. So you're just always there. You just decloak from probability, and you were always where you needed to be. Okay. And then some kind of special, like, bardic type talent. So, like, I don't know. She's got a lot of abilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's not worry about that one. I think that folds into Seeds of the Sisterhood. Cool. Good. All right. I think that's probably enough for her. So we have our four playbooks. Right? We have the Ravager, the Scum, the Noble, and the Navigatrix. So that's cool. That's nice to have some advancement on that. And then we need a demon. So this is our core, our book. No, the Navigatrix isn't a murderer. She uses her magic space karate to defend herself, not to kill people. That's what the assassins are for. No, she definitely doesn't. Murder is off brand for her. She's not a psychic assassin. We have those. Yeah, always to defend, never to attack. Exactly. Okay, great. So we got our Scum, we got our Navigatrix, we got our Ravager. We're good to go. Okay, so let's take a look at how demons work.